I still feel the silk sometimes when I close my eyes. The whisper of it. The way it wrapped around my skin that summer. The summer I stopped being just Samuel, the boy who hid behind his controller and stale bags of chips and became something softer. It all started with a knock on my bedroom door. I remember lying there, my phone warm in my palm, scrolling mindlessly. Mom's voice came through the crack, not angry exactly, just tired. "Sammy, pack your bag. You're going to your Uncle Howard's." Uncle Howard. The one with the glass figurines, the old dusty piano, and the big house that smelled like violets and mothballs. The one who'd always squeeze my shoulders and say I needed shaping up. I laughed under my breath, but something inside me tightened like a string. When Mom dropped me off, the air smelled heavy with rain. Uncle Howard met me at the gate wearing a crisp white shirt and a silk scarf tied at his throat. His hair was slicked back like an old movie star. "Samuel." He kissed my forehead, a touch too long. "We're going to make something beautiful out of you." Inside, the house swallowed me whole. Rugs soft under my sneakers, mirrors everywhere, catching glimpses of me at angles I didn't want to see. My bag landed on the floral couch with a thud. "What do you want me to do?" I asked. "Maybe mow the lawn? Paint the fence?" He chuckled, like I'd told a joke I didn't get. "You'll see. Rest. Tomorrow we begin." I couldn't sleep that night. The curtains drifted in the breeze. My mind drifted too, to the odd way he looked at me, the silky robe he wore, the perfume on his wrist when he hugged me. A warmth spread in my chest. Fear, maybe. Or something else. In the morning, he tapped on my door. "Come, Samuel. I've laid out your uniform." Uniform? The word made my stomach flip. I pulled myself up in there. Draped on a padded chair was not jeans and a work shirt, but a dress. A soft, lavender dress with tiny white lace around the collar. A pale pink bra and panty set. A pair of shiny black flats. And gloves. Uncle Howard. My voice sounded small, like it belonged to someone else. He stood in the doorway, hands behind his back. "Put it on. Let's see you." I could have run then, I think. But I didn't. I don't know why. Maybe the mirror on the dresser. Maybe the storm brewing outside. Maybe him standing there with that patient, like he knew this was always inside me. The stockings slid up my legs with a shiver. The bra clasped around my chest. The dress floated down my arms and settled over me like a secret. When I turned, I caught my reflection. My hair messy, my eyes wide, the lace brushing my thighs. "You'll need help with the bow," he murmured, stepping in. His fingers tickled my neck as he tied it behind me. He made me stand straight, taught me how to curtsy, a soft bend, hands brushing the skirt's hem. I stumbled the first time. He laughed. I learned to pour tea from a pot older than me. Dust shelves lined with porcelain cats that stared with painted eyes. Sweep the floor in tiny circles so the dress would swish and swish like a lullaby. The days blurred into each other. Ribbons in my hair, my reflection in every mirror, the click of my flats on the marble floor. At first I hated it. The tightness in my chest, the way my cheeks burned when he'd stand too close, adjusting a stray hair or straightening my bow. But at night, when I lay in the pink sheets he gave me, I'd run my fingers over the silk of my gloves. And my heart would flutter like a trapped moth. Sometimes I'd cry. Sometimes I'd smile. Sometimes both at once. One afternoon, while I was dusting the glass swans by the window, I heard the gate creak open. A new voice, low and warm. I peeked through the lace curtain. A man stood in the garden, broad shoulders under a worn denim jacket, sun-browned hands. His name was Martin. Howard told me he was an old friend. When he saw me, feather duster in hand, cheeks pink, he tilted his head and smiled, not the way Uncle Howard did. "Who's this lovely little helper?" "This is Samuel," Howard said, resting a hand on my shoulder, a little too firm. "My maid in training." Martin's eyes found mine. He didn't laugh, didn't mock me, just nodded like he understood. Later that night, when Howard had gone to bed, I found Martin in the kitchen, washing dishes with his sleeves rolled up. "You should be asleep," he said. I sat on a stool, skirt fanned out around my legs. "Can't. I feel weird." He dried his hands. "Weird's not always bad." I swallowed. You don't think I'm stupid? He shook his head. I think you're brave. His thumb brushed my cheek where a tear had slipped out, and for the first time all summer, I didn't feel like I was wearing a costume. I felt like me. After that, Martin came by more. He'd slip me chocolates when Howard wasn't looking. He'd teach me how to pin my hair up so it framed my face just right. Sometimes, when Howard went into town, Martin and I would sit on the floor by the piano, my head in his lap, his fingers stroking my arm through the thin fabric of my nightgown. One evening, the storm came down hard, thunder rattling the windows, rain drumming the roof like a heartbeat. Martin found me trembling in my room, still in my pale yellow slip. He closed the door behind him slow. Hey, Sammy, he whispered. It's just a storm. I pressed my face into his chest, the cotton of his shirt damp against my cheek. I don't want to go back to who I was. His breath warmed my hair. Then don't. He lifted my chin. Kissed me. Not rough, like the rain tapping glass. His lips tasted like coffee and something sweet. When he pulled away, he traced the line of my jaw. You're beautiful, you know. That night, we lay together on my tiny pink bed, limbs tangled. He stroked my arm, my neck, the bow at the back of my slip. Nothing rushed. No harsh breathing. Just warmth and the steady drum of our hearts. Does this make me bad? I asked, voice muffled against his skin. No, he kissed my forehead. This makes you real. I drifted off to the sound of his heartbeat, like a lullaby carrying me far away. But mornings come. Always. And the world never lets you stay in the dream. Howard found out, of course. The next day, Martin was gone. A note by the door, a single white rose on my dresser. Howard never yelled. He didn't have to. The silence was enough. He made me scrub the floors in my pretty dress until my knees burned. Made me curtsy again and again until my thighs ached. When Mom came to take me home at summer's end, she didn't recognize me at first. Standing in the driveway, gloves on my trembling hands, hair tied up in a perfect silk bow. I tried to hide my tears behind a smile. Sammy, she whispered. What have they done to you? I wanted to tell her it was all bad. That it was all good. That I'd found something fragile and beautiful, and I'd lost it too soon. That sometimes we're made and unmade at once. I just curtsied. I'm ready to go home, Mommy. In the car, the dress felt heavy in my lap. The bow pulled at my hair. But inside, I still felt the slip of silk, Martin's rough thumb brushing my cheek, his voice in my ear. You're brave. I look in the mirror now, and sometimes I see the boy I was. Sometimes I see the maid I became. Sometimes, if I close my eyes, I feel him beside me, tracing the line where my stockings meet my thighs. That summer taught me you can disappear and come back all at once. When lace brushes your skin, when someone holds you close, when a storm sings you to sleep. And sometimes that's enough.